What it do, what it do, what it do. It's another episode of the Central Crown. I'm your special host for today, you feel me? Big shout outs to Chris and Mike, they couldn't be here. And Rux will be back real soon. But I'm your boy Bandit. I will be hosting the show for y'all today. You know who always got with me, always right to my right. Let him introduce himself. I'll finish sharing the show.
Hey man, you can catch me on X at Riggs928. And I appreciate you, bro, man, to step in and man, so we can keep the show on the road. And shout outs to Mike, who's at a graduation, and Chris is dealing with his daughter at graduation and moving and just life. And can't wait to have you back again, Rooks.
For sure. Shout out to everybody that's on here: Mike, Chris, Rux, Keegan, Tori, Day Day. Shout out to everybody on DetroitFanReport, man. Truly. For sure, man. Big ups to y'all, man. All right, let's get some topics going. Starting with, even though it happened later on in the week, we ain't talk about it on here yet, but we do got to talk about that man, Screwball, and his complete game, man. Rich, man. Let him know about what Screwball, what he did, man. What was it, 13 Ks? Like something crazy.
Yeah, 13 Ks, no walks, complete game, under 100 pitches. It's like really rare what he did. I had the stats on it, but I lost it.
I got him.
But ain't many people do it, period.
Hell no.
And the thing was, we were on a losing streak when he did that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we had lost three straight to the Guardians, and then he pitched and we won, and we went on a 5-game winning streak and lost today with him on the mound, but we lost 1-0, and it wasn't him. He went 7 innings.
Yeah.
And he went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks. I mean,
well, the shutout game, he pitched 9 innings, 2 hits, and 13 Ks. Complete game.
Yeah, so I mean, his last
103.
Last 2 outings, he's pitched 16 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 20 strikeouts, no walks. Like, I don't know if people really realize. So that dude has 67 strikeouts and 5 walks this year. For a power pitcher. He's considered a power pitcher. Yes. That's control. Like, when he's due up for a contract, Bandit, he is gonna get paid.
Money. I heard right now they're not even close to being getting a deal done. They way off with each other. Plus his manager.
So here's the thing on that. If you know baseball and you know anything about who his agent is, Scott Boras, I don't give a damn if the Tigers come with $600 million right now. He's not gonna let them sign.
Nope.
Boras takes all his clients to the free agency. All of them.
To the bank. He take them to the bank.
And every year, there's always one guy that's waiting until the end. This year it was Bregman. That's a Boras client. Last year, it was Montgomery, the starting pitcher for Arizona, who went from the Yankees to Arizona.
Yep.
Every single year he does it. He will wait it out. He takes all. That's just what he does. So I mean, if you're a Tigers fan, you can't get nor frustrated or angry at the situation because it's just what his agent does. That's his right to pick his agent. So the way to overcome the anger and the frustration is understanding who his representation is. It's just not going to happen. Period. But we're good. I mean, we got shut out 1-0 today. It was a pitcher's duel. And I enjoyed watching them just as much as I do a 7-5 game, right? Like, because there's defense, there's pitching. Like, there's pitching every game, Bandy. You know that.
But there was pitching today.
Yes, precise. All that. So, we lost 1-0. Oh well, but like it wasn't him. He didn't give up none. So like, dude's a stud. He's definitely proven that last year was not a fluke.
Absolutely. Well, we had an injury on the Tigers. Jackson Jobe, he got injured his right elbow. They're saying he's gonna be out for the month, man. How big of a loss is he gonna be for a month?
So for one, it's not a surprise because he just looked off in that game. His velocity was down. His movement was down. And usually, that's one of two things, right? It's either an injury or fatigue. That's what causes those two things for a pitcher. And the Tigers been really good because, they got Montero as like that sixth man, right? Like up and down, So they've been trying to give the starters, an extra day's rest. So it's not surprising. I mean, all pitchers going to go through it. He's 22 years old. When you got that much, herky jerky, you got that much spin on a baseball, you got that much speed, velocity. It's going to happen. But, they catch it before it becomes, anything too strenuous. You got Montero. You got Alex Cobb coming back from injury. You still got Manning down there. You got Sawyer coming back like from injury. From what I understood from beat reporters today was Sawyer Gibson was actually at in Kansas City working bullpen with the bullpen coaches and Chris Fetter, the pitching coach.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah, because what AJ Hinch said was they were using that to see where they want to go in the next development of his. Because he's been out a while, but so. I think we're in good shape. We got to go. If we got to do a bullpen game, we can do it. So, I mean, it's a concern, but it's not like our season's over concern. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we're only down with what 1/3 of the season gone. We still got 2/3 of the season.
Yeah, and I think Reese Olson, I think he's about to start his comeback soon. So we decent, you know what I mean? Like we don't depend on him. Now if Scoop will go down, that's a whole different ball.
Whole different ballpark. Whole different ballpark. Well, with him going down, the Tigers did call in for some help. They did call in Dwayne, if I say his name right, Dwayne Smith. Dylan Smith. My bad. Thank you for that. Dylan Smith, who's a pitcher from Stanford High School who had a 1.8 ERA and 22 AAA innings this season. How you feel about him and how you think he's going to do being brought up? Welcome to the show, my man. Welcome to the show.
So, and he has not debuted yet as of today. Right. So I have talked about him on this show when we were talking about closer possibilities, and I have said that there's talk that this guy could be it. They've kind of groomed him. He was a starter in college,
right?
And they tried him starting in pros or in the minors, I should say. But even when he was drafted, it was always flirted with that he was going to be a reliever. And not wrong with that, but relievers get paid too.
Get that bag.
You know, so I mean, you're still valuable to your team. And then he shot through the minors this year. Started at Double A, was up at Triple A for a couple cups of coffee, and now he's at a big show, and I'm excited to see where this guy go. He could possibly he's got that high heater, what you want from a closer. It's going to come on control though, but we could use another guy because Bo Brisky, or as Mike likes to call him, Brisket.
Everybody love Brisket. Everybody love Brisket.
Burning Brisket every time he comes in the damn game.
Everybody love Brisket.
But other than like Vest, and we really don't have too many like fireballers on the back end. And and you right now you got Mr. Changeup, as me and Chris like to call him, and Canley, and then you got Vest. You really ain't got like too many like dependable. It's a good pen, above average, but we could use a fireballer. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring to the team, and I'm waiting in anticipation of his debut.
I got a question. If there's any reliever in MLB history today playing or back in the day, who would you compare him to? Caught you off guard with that one. Look. Yeah. Zumaya. So hey,
that's what I've been. That's what I've been hearing. Tigers Twitter talking about. And Zumaya was good. He had that fireball. It just injuries took him over, but I liked Zumaya.
All right. Well, hopefully we have bright lights for the kids. Don't mess him up. You feel me? Wishing him a nice, healthy career here in Detroit.
But that's the thing about this Tigers team. It's depth. I've talked about that on several platforms that we have.
One of the deepest rotations in baseball right now.
Yeah, we don't have. We're not the Dodgers. We're not the Yankees. We're not the Red Sox. We don't have all-stars all over the place. But what we do have is depth. And our minor league system, and that's like the thing, like shout out Scott Harris, right? He has emphasized the farm system. We have went from one of the worst to I think we're top 5. We might even be the top. And that's important, right? Because baseball, you always got injuries. It's not a physical sport as far as like football or hockey, but it's physical. It's taxing on your body. Like you're doing things your body's normally not supposed to, like pitching, right?
You're playing 182 games. Shit, you're going to have a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, and those are not normal like things, and some of them are way different, right? Yeah, that's like not normal shit, and then all the spins and all that. So you need depth, right? So, depth is good for a couple things, right? So it's good for if you have injuries or if you have slumps or whatever. It's also good for trading.
Yeah.
Teams will always trade good players for prospects, not knowing if the prospects are gonna succeed or not. But that goes all sports, right? Look at NBA, right? I was talking with a buddy at work today. Looking at it now, that trade that OKC made with the Clippers for SGA looks like a darn that should be a 200-year felony, Bandit.
Man, they deep and they have like what 8 picks in this upcoming draft or something like that. Like something crazy,
they
bro.
got like 5 first-round picks, SGA. I think maybe a couple other players for Paul George. I wouldn't trade Paul George straight up for SGA.
Hell no. Maybe Paul George 10 years ago, but not right now.
But that's how it goes, right? You never know with these prospects. So you could lose, but then you could win. You just never know.
Yes, sir. Well, we just hope that he shine bright underneath the lights and bring a couple wins into the Tigers. You know why he in right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, sir.
I anticipate seeing him tomorrow sometime because I don't think they want to put him in high leverage. Not his first game. But it's coming. But I anticipate to see him tomorrow. We got Montero going. So, that's another thing with Montero. You never know what you're going to get. One game you might get a damn all-star performance. The next game you might get a damn double-A performance. You just don't. But that's frustrating too, right? Like
absolutely,
because he has the potential to be in the big leagues. It's just control with him, So some days he's got it, some days he don't. But man, if he can ever just get it together. But he's still got. Me and Chris have talked about this on this show. I think. Let me look at it real quick before I talk.
While you look that up, I appreciate the people that's watching. If you do us a favor, man, please hit that subscribe button, man. Go right to YouTube, type in Detroit Fan Report, hit that subscribe button. Once we get to 500 subscribers, we will be giving out a free Tiger jersey. I got my word on that, so please hit that subscribe button, man. And with that said, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, he's pitched in 35 innings. He's got a 4.54 ERA. That's not horrible for a 4th, 5th, 6th starter like he is. It's not great, but it's not horrible. His killer is he's got 15 walks in 35 innings. And that's not going to cut it. But, other than that, if he just works on that control, he's got the stuff. The stuff is not questioned.
It's just keeping it consistent.
Yeah. And that's possible. He's still the kid will only be 25 July 6th. I mean, so he's young. So it'll be all right.
Well, let's talk about a person that is all right right now who's been doing his thing. Diggler been balling. Diggler now leads the Tigers and is tied for 10th in the American League with a 1.9 FWA. I didn't know what an FW was at first. I had to ask Chris what it is, so I got to better explain what it was. But also, Tigers hitters are combined for 10.2 FWA so far this year. That's second highest totals as an AL team. So how you feel about Digger and his performance lately, man?
So this is a weird one, right? So he came out of my least favorite college, your favorite college. But he did really good at Ohio State. He was the second pick, second round behind Torkelson. Okay. Torkelson went first overall. He went high second round. Did all right in the minors. I've been eager to watch this kid play. Always wanted to give him a chance. I just kind of follow him. I don't know why. I just kind of like him. Some players, like, they just get enough publicity or whatever, liking, and we struggled at catcher for years.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, I wanted to see what this kid had. And he came up last year, and I was like, oh, boy, maybe he ain't ready. But then this year, played a little bit when Jake Rogers got hurt.
He was a catcher for Schoolball's complete game, wasn't he?
He was. That was the first one because Jake Rogers, that was the first time in 2 years that Jake Rogers was active that he did not catch Schoolball. Mm-hmm. But Dingler, did well with, Schoolball and all the other pitchers when Rogers was down. And the way he's hitting, his defense, he's got a good arm. He's got one of the best arms in the major leagues as a catcher. He's a lot of guy today.
He'll catch you stealing. He'll strike you down. So, Rogers good at that too, though. So Rogers good at throwing.
He is, but his bat be struggling. He got the power, but so I mean, give it to him for playing defense. Give it to him for and he don't walk a lot. He's just a contact guy.
Right. Put the ball in play.
He does. He puts the ball in play. It seems like the pitchers throwing to him. They trust him. He's a really good defensive catcher. A good offensive catcher. I'm proud of any guy who that's what sucks about injuries too, right? Like you get injured. Me and Chris talked about this last week. It was a topic about. Do we think players sometimes, play longer than they should with injuries because they're afraid of losing their job?
You get injured, right? Yeah, you can get injured and somebody can come in and start showing out. You might lose your job. You absolutely right. Losing money out your pocket, ain't you?
Yeah, I mean, as a manager, you've been out for a month, and this guy been just. I can't justify taking him out. What? Just because you were the starter before?
Well, he on the hot streak, so take a seat.
It happens in all sports, right? Not every time somebody gets injured, but it happens where some guys get injured, other guys come in. It is what it is. That's your job. When it's your time to shine, you got to shine. Competitiveness is not always versus your opponent. There's friendly competitiveness within the team atmosphere,
and which is good for the team too. Because if he elevate his game, I got to elevate my game. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm not satisfied with just being the number 2 guy playing once or twice a week.
Fuck that, yeah.
At the very least, I go somewhere else and get a check. And play every day. So, I mean, it happens. It's cool. It wasn't. Hey, I'm happy for him, and it helps him. It helps us. It helps everybody. Job well done, and then Rogers came back. He had to pause it. Rogers been helping him. He hasn't had a shitty attitude. He said it is what it is. I'm not the number 1 guy right now. So, you got to give it to Rogers too to have, have the right attitude.
Jason Sargent, my bad. I'm bad with names. I want to be hard in education, but he said he needs to work on his strikeouts though.
Yeah, he does strike out a lot.
Other than that, he's been playing good ball. Appreciate your comment, man. Keep it coming.
What up, Jay? That's my boy I always be talking about. That's my best friend.
Hey, make sure you keep him in line, bros. Make sure you keep him in line. You feel me? But like you were saying, him coming up playing after Rogers get injured, and stepping up, doing anything. I mean, I appreciate the kid, man. Just keep this ball flow going. You feel me? Keep doing what you're doing, man. And big shout out to him, man. But next topic, man, is I've been told, and you was told last night that Tigers ain't got no hitting. So me, before I stand on something, I do my research, and we have 4 qualified hitters with an OPS of 800 or higher. The only other team in the AL team can say that, right? We got Spencer Torrey, Riley Green, Torres, and Kevin Carpenter. How you do? We got hitting this year, man. Like, is it something I'm missing out? You feel me? Because I do feel like our pitchers do got a lot of run support this year. So I mean, like, your thoughts on that, Rich, man?
Well, we got Torres, who was 18th in batting average in the AL. You got Riley Green tied for 12th in hits. You got Torkelson tied for 4th in home runs. You got Riley Green tied for 6th in home runs.
He out of his slump. We can say Riley Green came out of his slump now.
You got Carpenter tied for 18th in home runs. Now he's in a little bit of a power slump. Runs batted in. You got Torque tied for 3rd. You got Riley Green in 5th. I mean, I've been watching this team for years. And since, let me see here, we got runs scored. We got Torkelson tied for 6th.
Let me hit you with some Torkelson. So Spencer Torkelson ratings. He first in home runs, second in RBIs in the AL, third with SLG, first in the AL, third in doubles, first in the AL, fifth in walks, second in the AL, fifth in OPS, third in the AL. That's among all first basemen. So you can't say he ain't been doing his thing. Like, so
I mean, it's been years since we've had guys in the offensive categories up there. Just hasn't happened since the days of Cabrera, Fielder, Prince, Martinez, either Martinez, or JD Martinez or Victor Martinez or any of these boys. It just hasn't happened. The only category we struggle in is we're 30th in the major leagues in stolen bases. That's not our thing. But what we do is first to third. I know we're tops in that. We challenge the outfielders. You're gonna have to make a play. Hell, Dylan Dingler did it. He challenged Abreu, the right fielder for Boston, who he's known to have a good. Hell, all 3 of them outfielders have a good arm. We were challenging them all series. Like at the end of it, you're gonna lose some, but you're gonna win some. But you have to have. So that's what type of speed we have, or base running, or smart, whatever you want to call it, fill in the blanks. I don't care. But that's where we get it. We don't necessarily steal bags. We we steal them in other ways, right? The first to third, the second to home, challenging the outfitters like that. That's what we do. So that's the type, But when, Parker comes back, Wenzel Perez just came back, they'll steal a couple bags, you know what I mean? Well, but, we struggle at times, but I think overall, we've been better. I think we've improved from last year.
A lot better from last year.
Gleyber Torres is one guy that I did not want. A lot of people did not want for different reasons. He's not necessarily knocking the cover off the ball per se, but he's giving me real good at bats. He has more walks than strikeouts. He's done well. Having Kerry Carpenter in that number 1 spot, that's it's like a Kyle Schwarber. It's it gives you good at bat. Torque, I think he's only hitting like 240. But even when he gets, out, he's just giving good at bats. Making the pitcher work, like getting his pitches. So driving him in when it matters. That's one thing I want to see Riley Green get better at. I fear he does not. I'm just not ready to put him in a clutch hitter yet.
Okay.
There's times when you got to knock it on. You got to get it in one way or the other. I don't give a damn if it's a runner on third, no outs, 1 out. You got to get that guy in one way or the other. I don't give a damn if it's a fly out to deep outfield. You got to get him in. But I mean, our core is still young, so we're still in that window, as people like to say, But I like where we're at. I think they've over exceeded expectations in my book. Obviously I thought they need to make the playoffs because based on last year, but I was concerned and openly talked about, I thought they needed another big bat and they didn't go get it. So far, I kind of proved us wrong. Yeah, Javi Baez, him coming back and being productive and going to play center field, they're this is just a good team.
All right. Well, with that said, we're having a deep rotation in pitching, and our hitting has improved from last year, and all the success we have done this year in the first third of the season. Can the Tigers keep this going? You feel me? Can they keep this momentum to the second and the third half of the season and finish off strong, make the playoffs? Can the Tigers keep this going? Batting and everything. Start with you, Rich. And then I got a special question for you after this that I ain't tell you about.
I mean, I think so, but this is what I keep reminding people of. This ain't just start this year. This started last year.
One game out of the ALS, you're absolutely right.
It's basically the same team. The only difference is, Javi Baez is playing better, so he was injured at the end of the year. He did not play, but when he did play last year, he was not good. Perez is just coming back from injury.
Perez!
Berlin came back, and he injured again. McKinstry, he had some clutch moments last year, but he's playing better. I feel Trey Sweeney's playing better. Torkelson's playing better. Dangler's playing better. You had, Gleyber Torres was not on this team last year. Other than that, this is basically the same group. I mean, couple pitching, like Flaherty left and came back in free agency. Job is playing more, he didn't come until the end of the year, literally, and, come out the bullpen. Now he's a starter. Casey Mize, he was injured, came back at the end of the year. Now he's playing better. So they're in Canley and Brabia. I mean, so there's a couple, but pretty much this is the same team. So they're just, one more year under their belt.
Got a question for you.
And we always say, right, in sports, you got to lose before you can win. Very rare do you just go from shitty to champion. Most teams got to hit their lumps. They got to get their lumps before, they succeed, right? It happened with LeBron. It happened with the Warriors. It happened with, The Pistons. When they won in 04. Happened with the Pistons, the 89. I mean, it happened with the Bulls. I mean, I could bore y'all to death and just bring you up examples. Like the Red Wings, back when we were good. Shit, when the 90s and early 2000s. I remember plenty of years. Hell, I remember one year we had 72 wins or 62 wins and fucking lost. Didn't even make it to the cup. So, almost all championship teams take their lumps, and you got to learn how to win. I mean, we're learning that with the Lions right now, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's just how it is. You got to learn how to win, and you know how to come up, and you learn from it. So, I mean, I believe they can.
So I got two little bonus questions for you. One question, I don't know if there is a comeback player of the year, but you got right now how you buy as being comeback player of the year, if there is one in baseball.
Torque.
You got Torkelson?
Yep.
Okay.
And a one-of-one guy, which if people don't know what a one-of-one means, that means first round, first overall pick. Hell, you could put Casey Mize in there too. He was a one-of-one. But, going to, getting sent down to the minors, not playing well, coming in the season, not knowing, if he was going to make the team. Hell, they put Colt Keith from second to first base. So basically there was no spot for Torkelson. DH. So, and then all of a sudden now he's an everyday first baseman. Baez too. I give him credit. Like there's no slight, but I think the nod goes to Torkelson because what he's doing. I read off some of the stats earlier. Like he's in the top in all the power. So, he's doing what we've been wanting him to do.
Absolutely. So my second question for you is my man Scooball gonna win the Cy Young for the second year, AL Cy Young? The way he been playing. It's my boy. I know that's my boy. Scooball! That's my boy. I gotta ask about my boy, man.
It's tough right now because Fried from the Yankees is doing really well too. He just so happened to be left-handed too. And it's all who you talk to, right? Some people will say Scooball's the best pitcher in baseball.
Hands down.
Some will say it's Fried or Skeens or it's just tough, man. It's all who you ask, but he's definitely top 5. Probably top 3.
I was just about to say that, top 2.
And I don't think but I mean he's starting to get into his groove. Not that he was horrible at the beginning of the season, but he was, it's when you put yourself on a pedestal, that's what you get compared to. Yep. You get compared to yourself. You don't get compared to
everybody else.
Exactly. So, if this is you, that's a bar you set. So, if you're just, if you're an all-star, well, dude, you were a Cy Young Triple Crown last year.
Yep.
That's what we expect. I mean, that just comes with the territory, so. But I ain't got no complaints. I still feel confident with him every time he hits the mound.
All right, Rich, I got a question for you before we head out of here, man. I seen a poll. Shout out to Woolworth Sports. They did a poll on Instagram. And I want to know, who would you take? Terrence Scooball at his peak or Justin Verlander? That's what
Right now, I'm going to have to go with Verlander.
What? Over Scoop? Bro, made me walk over my boy. Over my boy. Explain to me why.
3 Cy Youngs, an MVP. You know how hard it is for a starting pitcher to get MVP?
True.
Verlander, Verlander talked about it the other day, right, when we played the Giants. He said after Scooble did that, he said, shout out to Jim Leland for, let me throw 120 pitches. Like, Verlander was a dog. People forget, and he was a guy that started, so Verlander was one of them guys. I agree with you, Jason, 1,000%. And that's no slight at Scooble, right? Verlander's a Hall of Famer. Right now. He retires today, he's a Hall of Famer. If Scooble retires today, he is not a Hall of Famer. Today. He's still got some to go, and that's okay. It's no slight. Verlander, if he started the game throwing 95, 96, 97, he probably wasn't going to have a good day. When he started the game at 93, 94, you knew it was going to be a long day for the hitters. Because then comes 6, 7, 8, 9th inning, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. There's a reason why when you see the thing School was doing, the last person that done it was Verlander.
Mm-hmm.
Verlander was a damn bulldog, bro. Like we can't forget that. That him and Cabrera were my favorite players in that era, and and I love Scooble, and there's nothing against him, but you have to show him. He ain't
got the resume that Verlander got. Basically, that's what you're trying to say.
No, and I'm not going to slight a guy with a resume of Verlander's for that. He keeps it up, and we can have this conversation again. But as of right now, is Verlander, like Jason said, it's easy. I don't even got to think about it.
All right, I appreciate the 131 people that's watching. You gotta do us a favor: hit that like button, smash that like button. You feel me? Oh, we got another comment coming in. Both dogs, Scoobo just ain't there yet.
I agree.
He working on it. But like I said, I appreciate 131 people that's watching. The 3 likes we got on Facebook. Smash that like button on YouTube, man. And don't forget, man, please go to YouTube, type in Detroit Fan Report, man. The blue line will be right there, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Once we get to 500 subscribers, we will be giving out a free Tigers jersey. I'm just saying, but Tigers, Pistons, Lions, and Red Wings. But I'm saying Tiger jersey because we use the Tiger show. So, but before we go, man, make sure Wednesdays, 10 o'clock, y'all catch NFL Lions Fan Report live, man. Twisting on my words. I ain't do that all show. I don't know why I'm doing it right now. Wednesdays at 10 o'clock with my boy Sky and my sister Tori, man, bringing y'all the latest news and updates on Lions. Football season about to start, you feel me? And also, Fridays, come catch out me, Day, Rich, or with Detroit What Up, though, where we talk all Detroit sports. That's Lions, Pistons, Tigers, Red Wings, and sometimes Michigan. So make sure y'all catch us Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m., man. Rich, man, you know how we do, man. I appreciate, man, you being here, man. Let them know where you can find it at when you wait, right here.
Hey, man, shout out to you. I appreciate you stepping in and co-hosting, man, because I could talk. Oh, shit.
What? You still here?
Okay, I got to.
Your porn ads popped up.
I can do the talking sports, but man, I don't know the boards. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you still letting the show go on.
Hey man, I want the people to y'all leave us a thing in the comments, man. Y'all like the new format, man. You know, we got the slides popping up. You feel me? It's our new formats here. So, we all every day we do try to improve here, man. We want the people, when they catch a show, man, have something to watch and sit back and enjoy yourself.
But so appreciate you stepping in and hosting. I really do appreciate that. And hopefully next week, have either Chris, Mike, but if not, hopefully maybe Bandit will go again because man, I've enjoyed this Tiger season. I know it's long and some people don't like to watch 162 games. I myself, baseball is my second favorite sport, so I try to catch as many games as I can. Sometimes it's short, like today, I didn't get home to the fifth inning from work. Shit, I watched the shit.
I ain't gonna lie. Last year was the first time I watched Tigers baseball in about 8 years. I was just mine was something totally else, but I got with Chris and Chris like, let's do a baseball show. And we got right back into baseball, man. I enjoy it, man, for real, man. Been one of a hell of a ride, man. From last year to this year, man.
Sport if you get to know the game, know what's going on. I mean, that's any sport though, right? But but I also would encourage anybody, man, go catch a game live. Go take your kid. So I'm gonna tell a little story real quick.
Take me out to the ball game. Go ahead, Rich.
Shout out to Day Day. He was wanting to go catch a game, and he was unsure about taking his son. Who I think he is Grayson 6
or 7.
Shout
out to my brother Melvin, my nephew.
He was a little unsure about if he should take him to the game or not, and I was trying to give him ideas, like, hey, take him to a minor league game because he's done it in the Georgia area. And there was some opportunities, and long story short, he took Grayson to a Braves game for his first game. Day had got some tickets somehow, and man, the kid had a ball. Loved it, enjoyed it, had fun. Even it was even a rain delay, and they had a great time. And man, you just never know, man. Baseball is the best to take kids to because it's more. It involves them in a lot of different ways. They have different stuff for them to do on the concourses. You got the mascots. It's a good atmosphere, man. If you catch it on they got the fireworks days. Trying to give people ideas, man, to take your kids out, have a good time, and man, it's a good time to have a chance to catch a baseball. Not guaranteed.
Any sport event with your kids, like I gotta give a big shout out to my boy Sky for blessing me, man. I'm taking both my sons to a Detroit Lions game, man. That's an experience that they'll never forget. You feel me? Like
hell yeah. So like I know exactly what you're talking about. But I'm just saying, like, baseball is like a good introductory if you have, I took my daughter, she's 8 now. We've went to I took her to Atlanta Brave Detroit Tigers game when she wasn't even old enough to have her own seat. She sat on my lap. And she did really good. And I've taken her to several games, and now she wants to go to a Lions game. She don't
raising her right. You raising her right.
She loves going to live games. So I'm just trying to tell people, man, go out and enjoy a ball game. It's a lot different in person. I know sometimes it can be a little boring on TV, but man, go enjoy a game in person. Even if it's a minor league game, man, and you could take your kids, have a good time.
For sure. All right, with that, one more time, I want to remind the people, please go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, enter for a chance to win a free jersey. It's free. I'm gonna pay for it. You feel me? On my mama. But yeah, Make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. Follow us on X, man. Follow Rich on X, man. You can follow me, Bandit. I'm on Facebook at Neil Green Senior, and I'm on Twitter as Detroit Fan Report. You feel me? Doing all the background work, man. With that said, man, I appreciate y'all again, man. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This has been another episode of the Central Crown. Shout out to the hottest team in baseball. Rep Detroit Tigers, man. With that said, man, this has been Detroit Fan Report, and we out.